Before we go any further, let's add our assets here, so the icons and the background images we have here. I'm going to keep the icons for later stage, but I'm going to add all these buttons here. So select all of them, apart from this one and this one. We need only the PNG files. So drag all of them here. I'm going to close my assets there. So if I go back to my storyboard now, I have a typo here. And if I select my image view here, I can set an image which is avatar. Let me see how I'm calling it. Our avatar placeholder. Yeah, it's called avatar placeholder. So the image by default, I'm going to set this to avatar placeholder. All right. So our view is ready now. The next thing we are going to do is actually to connect our welcome view, which is this one, to this view here. So we are going to do this using a segue. So I'm clicking Control and dragging from the view to this profile view. I'm calling this show segue. And then once we are done, we can click on the segue, and I'm going to actually replace it the modally. So this is pops from the bottom. And we are going to name our segue, so we can call this in our code. So I'm going to call mine from welcome to finish registration. Click enter. So make sure it stays there. Then we have to create another view controller to control our profile view, our finish registration view. So select our welcome view there, Command N to create a new Coco Touch class. This is again subclass of our UI view controller, and I'm going to call this finish registration view controller. Click next, create. Okay, so we are presented with our standard code here. I'm removing everything. Just to make everything clean, I'm going to select these 4 files here and say new group from selection. So we get a folder there. And let's name this folder helpers. Actually, I'm going to create another group with another group, and I'm going to call this classes. Actually, our F user should be in our class here. Okay, so this will make my code a bit cleaner. So let's go to our main storyboard here, select our newly created view, and I'm going to call this, the class that is controlling this, finish registration view controller. Click enter, so make sure it stays there. And now what we need to do is to make our connections. So I'm opening the assistant editor. And if I select my view here, well, it doesn't understand yet. So let's switch between manual and automatic. Okay, now under automatic it's working fine, so we can we can do our connections for our finish registration view controller. And as again, we are going to start with the easy one. Here on top is our text fields. So we are using the control drag here, and this is my name text field, and we have surname text field, then we have our country text field, the city text field, and finally the phone number text field. So I remove the empty lines from here, and now we are going to do our, oh, I forgot my avatar image view there. So drag this one as well, and this is avatar image view. All right, so now we are going to do our buttons. So I'm going to put here mark IB actions, and we start from the cancel, drag, and we change this to action and call this cancel button pressed, and then I do my done button pressed. Change this to action as well and click create. So we have these two functions here. All right, let's go back to our code here, and what we need here to register our user. First of all, I'm going to add some variable, because when we are presenting our finish registration view controller from our welcome view here, because in our welcome view we put an email and the password, and here in order to register our user we need the email, password plus all this information to finish the registration. So we need a way to transfer these two data from here to here. So I'm putting a variable and calling this email, which is going to be a string, and this is not an optional, and we have a password, which is again type of string, and it's not an optional. And also we have an avatar image, which is a UI image. This is an optional, so a user may or may not put may not use the avatar image view, avatar image for his user. Okay, this is it, and we are going to write our functionality for our cancel and for our done button.